Okay, so how do we do this one? P is a point on the unit circle, and the y coordinate is -4, 6. P is in quadrant number 3. Find x. Okay, so let me actually draw a little unit circle. Let's draw right up here. Let's draw right here. So there's a circle, and here's the center, and P is a point. Here, I'll put the break it into the 4 sections, the 4 quadrants. Okay, we're talking about, so this is quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the y coordinate, it's in quadrant 3. So it's some kind of point, I don't know, I'll just make up a spot, somewhere over here in the 3rd quadrant, they said, quadrant 3. And so that means there is a line going out to it. And the y coordinate is -4. So this is the point P here. It's got an x coordinate, which we don't know, and a y coordinate, which is -4, 6. And they want us to find the x coordinate. Okay, how are we going to do that? What are we going to do to make that happen? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into a triangle, meaning I'm going to bring this straight up and over. And so it's a triangle now. The y coordinate, this must be -4, 6, right? Because this point is back, I don't know, some x, right? In fact, I'll just say it's some x coordinate in that direction. It's back some x coordinate, right? Because these are coordinates. Remember how coordinates work on an axis system. Right is positive, up is positive, left is negative. So we're going left and down. So back and down. And we know the down, the y is -4, 6, because they told us the y is -4, 6. And this is the unit circle. What does that mean, unit circle? Unit means 1. This is the 1 circle, meaning this right here, this radius, how far from the middle to the edge, is 1. The radius is 1. That's what it means to be a unit circle. 1. That's the radius. Equals 1 on a unit circle. That's exactly what the word unit means in the word unit circle. Radius is 1. Okay, so what? Well, that means we have a little Pythagorean theorem going on here. We have a squared plus b squared is c squared. So this is the a, the b. Here, let me write that too neatly. A, B, and this is the C. The C, when you use the Pythagorean theorem, the C has to be the one across from the right angle, the hypotenuse, the longest side. So that's the 1 squared. The other 2 sides, this is -x squared. B is -4, 6 squared. So there's the little formula, because that's true for any right triangle. You can use a squared plus b squared equals c squared for any right triangle. We have a right triangle. So I just turned the little unit circle information into a right triangle. Let's solve for x. This is going to be 1636. This is 1. Okay, so now I need to solve this for x. How do I do that? Well, subtract 1636 from both sides. Okay, and these cancel. And so x squared, just bring that down, equals 1 minus 1636. Now, how do you do 1 minus 1636? Well, you got to change that 1 to be 36. This is a 1, isn't it? 1 is equal to 36 over 36. It's just a fancy way to say 1. And then you can subtract these, and you'll get 2036. And then you can even reduce it, divide top and bottom by 4. And you'll get 5/9. So coming on down here, that means x squared is 5/9. Bring it down here. So x squared is 5/9. So I just took 1, right? This is 1 minus 1636 when I subtracted 1636 from both sides. And that's 36 minus 1636, 20 over 36, reduced it. And then I've got to square root it to turn it into, because I want normal x, I don't want x squared. What do you do when you have a square root over a whole fraction? You square root the top and you square root the bottom. Now the root must stay on the 5. I can't do anything with that, but on the bottom, the square root of 9 is just 3. And the root vanishes. When you can do the root, you do it and it vanishes. So the answer is square root of 5 over 3, but careful, the x has got to be negative, doesn't it? So it's negative. Oh, they want a decimal. All right, decimal. So you can give this answer. So it's actually negative. It's actually negative. Root 5 over 3. If you want to hit the buttons on your calculator, you can get a decimal. And that'll be second square root of 5 divided by 3. I'm getting 0.7. Yeah, to one place it's 7.4, but so that'll negative 0.7. So there it is. So it's all about setting up the unit circle as a Pythagorean theorem. So on the unit circle, y coordinate negative 4, 6, that means down y coordinate 4, 6. So x, y, the radius is 1 because the unit circle, a squared plus b squared is c squared, x squared plus 4, 6 squared is 1 squared. Solve for x squared, root it. And remember, it's got to be negative. How do I know? Because it's in the third quadrant, they told me, which is back and down. X has got to be negative. Because of, now, if it was a different quadrant, that way it was over here, x would be right. So x would be positive. So you got to pay attention to what quadrant you're in. There we go.